Hi everyone, welcome to Heart Fire Radio, and boy do we have a show for you. When I say we, I mean me and whoever else might be hanging around at Inner Levels. What is Inner Levels? Well, I think that's where the angelic bands hang out, and they can come to outer levels if you bother to call them. Today I want to talk about the subject that seems to be out front, Roe versus Wade in the Supreme Court, and I want to talk about abortion and what the true understanding of abortion should be, astrologically speaking. You know that the planets align at a given time, date, and place of birth, and some of those alignments don't happen for long stretches of time between each experience and influence. So, for instance, it takes the moon 30 days to go around any particular chart of a time, date, and place of birth, astronomically speaking. And it takes Pluto, from, 30, almost 32 years at the longest for it to go through an area in your chart, just an area. So, souls literally wait for a perfect time, date, and place of birth to embody. They have to have a certain lineup of a planet because they have to have a certain influence that they can tap into to conduct energy into matter and make decisions in their life, because Earth is a schoolroom and they're here to learn lessons, and they have to have the right lessons to face. The sad thing about abortion is there's a lot of souls missing who should have been here at certain times, I should say at certain time, date, and place of birth. And because of abortion, which was instituted by the fallen ones and the Nephilim and the godless creation, who still are pushing and pumping "don't let anybody into embodiment" theme via Planned Parenthood or whatever, wherever they perform this horrible interruption of someone's life. Well, the cool thing is there's no such thing as death. What happens is that soul goes back and waits in line for another alignment of planets at its perfect time, date, and place of birth, so that it can still outpicture those energies. However, people that the soul may have karma with are not around because they've already been here. So it's a kind of a problem. I don't know if you've ever walked through life and thought, gosh, whatever happened to so-and-so? It's sort of like in your back of your memory, you remember that a certain person, you guys are supposed to incarnate together again to work out whatever, in a good way or a bad way, because we have good karma and we have bad karma, and we're here to balance our karma and align our four lower bodies. Four lower bodies are like the bottom of the pyramid. The four lower bodies are your physical body, of course, keeping it fine-tuned, and if your body happens to not be perfect when you incarnate, that probably means that you have some karma to work out to make your body work in whatever capacity it came in as. The capacity it comes in as is, according to your dictates and the Lords of Karma. The Lords of Karma are the spiritual hierarchy of this planet that you stand before when you leave embodiment. You stand and you stand before them and you sort of review your last life with them and pick out moments where you probably need to work on certain ways that you handled it in past lives. So how do I say this? There's a great movie. It's so funny, called Defending Your Life, with Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep. It was done in the 90s. It's an old movie, but oh my gosh, very well worth watching and very, very true. So you have people you need to interact with. All the world is a stage. We are just the men and women playing the parts they're in. And the part that you need to play, you want to play to the best of your ability and get that standing ovation or your graduation papers at the end of embodiment. truly the goal of life is to graduate, to make your ascension, as Jesus demonstrated very well. And he said, these things I do, you can do also. So we're all supposed to become that great master. And once we do, we graduate into dimensions, vibrations, frequencies, planetary systems, galaxies, solar systems that are amazingly happier, because we have to earn that happiness. And of course, happiness does start within. So inside you is a great galaxy and a solar system and a universe and universes within universes. So you're basically a god in the making. And so the fallen ones want to kill God. You know, the thought of an amazing being of light, love, happiness, genius, beauty, symmetry is really upsetting to them, because they'd like to control that, which is really odd. So, I mean, I've never been able to relate to that concept that life isn't important. I mean, how can you not just fall in love with a newborn baby? They're so full of light. They're fresh off the press, you might say. So yeah, everything is cause and effect. What you do will be done to you. So you abort a baby, you're going to get aborted. So don't bother doing that, because that might be a little painful. However, pain is good for you in one way, because it helps you grow. No pain, no gain, that old saying. So what I mean to say really is that don't abort a child because you're keeping that child from going through the things and being with the people that they need to be with to balance their karma. The whole point of being on earth is to balance your karma, fulfill your dharma, and take care of that divine plan that each and every one of us has a unique journey to participate in. So on the physical, again, cause effect. Maybe in another life you do something that's pretty run down, and so you end up incarnating in a run down condition. So use your pain as a compass to show where you need to get self-mastery, and it'll really wear well with you. When you go into pain, you will know that that's the very thing you need to fix, because you are the creator and destroyer of your own world. As you know, I was saying earlier, you're a god in the making and have forgotten, little toddler trying to figure it all out right now. But so I was talking about the pyramid and the four lower bodies, and the physical body is one reason for coming into incarnation, learning how to work with it properly. Then you have the emotional body. You want to come in and learn how to master your emotions, just like all the statues of Mother Mary are depicted as her standing on the moon. You want to stand on the moon of your emotions so that, you know, they don't dictate policy to you. The moon is the planet, by the way, that influences your emotions. But the moon also influences your domestic situation. Your mom, your dad, or your lack of mom, or your lack of dad, whatever it is, that experience that you have, it's designed perfectly with your soul in mind so that you can learn the lessons. Because your true mom and dad is Alpha and Omega, you know, or, you know, the God the Father, God the Mother. So actually, when you're in the physical plane, you might see your mom as God the Father, God the Mother. So long story short, your time, date, and place of birth has to be aligned so that you get that moon in the right place, and you get, you know, Mars in the right place, which rules your physical body, and you get all these planets where they need to be so that you can perform and be with the proper people at the right time, because again, astrology is about timing. So the other body that you're performing with is your mental body, one of the four lower bodies. And so you pick your mom and dad with the Lords of Karma to those parents that have, you know, kind of a direct tie to those things that you need to learn and become mentally. So it's kind of amazing how exact, and I'm not kidding, how exact, you know, the universe is in the realm of a soul and their need to be in embodiment. on planet Earth at a given time. So I read this really cool paragraph that you might want to hear in respect to the divine plan of the soul. Even before a child is conceived, the divine plan of the soul has been worked out in intricate detail. The grand design of God is so exact that at the moment of conception, the genes in each tiny embryo are already suited to the specific soul who will grow and develop in that womb. I mean, it is amazing how profoundly accurate the sky is, how profoundly accurate God is. Obviously, He created it all. And so, I think about how mathematically accurate astrology is in the realm of timing. Like you can look at a particular moon placement and you can define the energy, and it happens. Of course, you have free will choice to take the high road or the low road of the energy, but you can absolutely chart it and see it coming, which is really, really cool. And so that is so amazingly true of even every single gene. Every atom, cell, and electron is perfectly designed with that soul in mind and what it needs to achieve. I think that it's so important to pray for the babies born within the wombs of the mothers everywhere so that they can get here on time and be with the people they need to be with so they can work out their karma, their dharma, their divine plan. I think that the call compels the answer, so you can call to Archangel Michael to seal and protect every child born within the womb of a mother, and to stop the consciousness and the attack on the consciousness of the mother that would produce thoughts that are negative or create fear, or just in fact say, well, this is inconvenient for me. I'm that thought process that it's you have too much of this situation or that situation to actually have a child. All of that is a lie, and it's a projection, and it's everything is energy, so everything is telepathic. Everything is when you receive negative thoughts in your brain, they're always a lie, because God did not create 1 ounce of negative energy. We have accepted it through the fallen ones, through the dark forces that are energy as well, but some of them embody in physical bodies too, to charismatically influence you and lead you astray, like the Pied Piper and his flute. Anyway, whatever. I want you to know that there is such a confusion as to what reincarnation is all about, what karma is all about. It kind of boggles my mind that people don't understand how exact and important their very soul is. So here's some facts. You embody 7 lifetimes as a female, and then you embody 7 lifetimes as a male. And the reason you do this is so that you can learn to play both roles. And as you play each role, it's like a 60-40 thing. So you're 60% masculine and 40% feminine. And so on that 7th embodiment, or that 8th embodiment, where you're changing course, and it's interesting that the number 8, wow, is ruled by Scorpio, and it is the energy of change. So your 8th embodiment, you change sex, and you come in as the opposite sex. Again, you have to be the king, you have to be the slave, you have to play every role so you know what it's like to play that role. And however you treated your slaves when you were the king is how you will be treated when you come in as a slave. So it's really, really important that things you do to others are going to have it done to you no matter what lifetime it is. So I think that is also why there's such a crazy mix-up about, sexuality. You got all this transgender stuff. You have all this crazy idea about confusion about whether you're a man or a woman. The fact is, things start in the physical. If you've been given a physical body that's male, then you have to learn how to work with that male energy. Yes, you will have 40% of you that seems feminine in nature. And That's, of course, normal, but it doesn't mean that you have to become confused at the fact that you are now in a male embodiment, but you have some gentleness inside of you as well. Males need to be gentle too. Females need to be strong, masculine as well. So, those incarnations where you're a male, you have to learn how to be a male and be that male. You can't just cop out and go be a female, because you sort of remember that last life that you were a female, because the body you're given is the body you have to learn to perform in. And so I think this confusion comes also from vaccines. People take a lot of hormones, and it kind of blows open the doors to, okay, I was a female in my last embodiment, even though I have a male body now. That hormone comes in and kind of stirs up the electricity, the atom, cells, and electrons. You're an electrical being, And so it becomes confusing in the emotional, and then you're thinking this emotional and it goes mental. You also have parents who might be confused as to what all of this incarnation stuff is about. And so they're telling you, oh, you think you're a female? Okay, great. Let's have an operation. But basically creation is profound, and God doesn't create junk, and he doesn't make mistakes ever. It is so perfectly organized. I love it. But we are learning how to work with free will choice. We are confused because we get lied to by the fallen ones who are very charismatic and would love to destroy your soul. They want to take everybody down because they know they don't have any place to go. They don't get to graduate at their level of darkness. They will go to, amazing lengths to make sure that you go down with them. And a lot of times the fallen ones are believed by holy, innocent souls who just are, appearing in life and going, here I am, and then the first face that comes along and says, oh, come this way, instead of discerning the spirit of that face, or the, you know, listening to the right and the wrong of your intuition, which all the answers are written on your inward parts, your gut feelings, your hunches. What's right and wrong is absolutely told to you, and you have a split second to make a decision, a free will choice, to go on the high road or on the low road. If you keep making those right decisions over and over again, you're going to get your graduation papers. You do have to balance 51% of your karma to go to higher places. But as I've said in other shows, Venus seems awful attractive to me. And on Venus, it's nothing but beauty and harmony and happiness. But you can't go there if you're still in an emotional spin of not taking responsibility and getting that internal self-mastery that is so much a part of you and can be accessed if you will just make the choice to not go the down road. You live in a gravitational pull, and it's kind of like a prison. So you're in prison, you're stuck down here until you work it out. And the way to work it out is to become pure light energy. Those atoms, cells, and electrons have everything to do that with that. The electricity that moves through your body, makes your chakras run, have everything to do with that. And so the right decisions, are mandatory, to get your ability to have that vision that you have of, why can't my life be better? The way that your life can be better is because you make the choice to make it better. So again, the fallen ones don't ever win, or the dark forces or the bad guys, because everything is designed perfectly with God in mind, and good in mind. Good always wins in the end. And so yes, you will get to go to a happy place, even if you feel unhappy right now. If you feel unhappy right now, it's because you're balancing karma. You've picked your mom and dad. Maybe it's a horrible situation, but believe me, they're perfect, because your soul needs to learn how to bring that horrible situation into wholeness, into happiness, into self-mastery. Every negative condition is a lie, and you have created it in past lives, and so you're experiencing it because you've created it. And so now you want to get to work, roll up your sleeves, and uncreate it. The way to uncreate it is to take the moral road. Use morals and truth as your compass. and master that side of you that's a lie. Some people I know in my profession, I talk to all kinds of personalities, and some people, they have a momentum on lying, and they think they can never overcome it because it seems like it's a part of them. But they can, simply by calling Dark Angel Michael to come and help them with their mental thoughts and to expose to them and block that lie before it actually bears fruit, before it actually comes out of the mouth, before you actually create a lie. So you have time to resist, and it takes practice. It's like forming a new habit or a new momentum. Momentum is very, very important. A lot of people lie because they have a momentum on it. They've been doing it for so long because they fear something's going to happen to them, or they'll be rejected, or who knows what. And so, you want to break that momentum and get after it and just pound the pavement until it's taken care of. That's just one example of, something, that we come in with that we need to challenge and overcome. That's part of getting self-mastery. That's part of taking the emotional body and infusing thought with a good emotion, an emotion that gives you energy and motion to counter any negative thing. And that's your first clue that it's wrong, in the fact that it's negative, so you can turn it into something positive. You have to. If you want to graduate from this planet, go to Venus or go to any other planet that's a lot cleaner, more happy, full of love, the right kind of love. Not the ooey gooey sympathetic love, but the profound light and love. So 7 years you're a male, 7 years you're a female. You can ask your higher self, or that still small voice in the back of your head, where you're at in that, if you're confused about it. It is unfortunate that these vaccines have these hormones in them that create emotional imbalance and causes confusion. But, still, I think even beyond the vaccination, there is a truth deep inside you that you can embrace. And so there is a part of you that's telling the other part of you, don't do that. Don't go there. And a lot of times we tell that part of ourselves to shut up because it's too hard to go to the good place, if you know what I mean. Doing an abortion, having an abortion, or encouraging abortion is basically encouraging the blocking of some soul, and that soul could be your best friend, from coming into embodiment. And they're going to have to wait around and wait around and wait around. Sometimes they have to wait 10,000 years to get another opportunity to embody in a situation where they can take care of their business. And it's serious business here on Earth. A lot of people are making bad free will choices, as you can see all around us. We got wars, we got, evil people in high places, we got so many things. But your life has nothing to do with all of that except for you getting yourself right inside you. It's Armageddon inside of you. So you want to pass your test. You want to win the battles that keep coming through. And usually you can tell you're going to have a battle if it feels painful. And so you want to raise that pain to a gain. And it takes effort, but it's very well worth it. So don't abort. It's such a lie. And it's not, created by God as an escape hatch, because we can't escape any of our karma. We cannot. We will reincarnate over and over until we finally face it and master it. And again, there is no such thing as death. We've been taught that it's a thing. But the thing is that you will reincarnate over and over until you get it. And suicide is one of those things. You can't get away. You can't commit suicide because you'll just be right back. In fact, suicides have to come back faster than everybody else in the realm of reincarnation. Here is the absolute cure for all the confusion in your mental body and your emotional body, your physical body. And we haven't actually even talked about the etheric body, which is your inspired body or your memory body. But I want to say that the highest frequency of light is violet in the physical spectrum of things. So violet is a very, very powerful color. Not only is it a powerful color, sound is the most powerful influence of matter that we can participate in if we want to influence matter. Okay, so, when you're talking to someone, you influence them. How you say it is going to create some sort of reaction. So you can use sound to actually fix things that are broken inside of you. So if you have a momentum on lying, if you have a momentum on bad sexual behavior, if you have a momentum on being selfish, if you have a momentum on being angry, you can use violet, the color of violet, the sound of chanting or singing or decreeing or praying out loud about this violet color, violet flame, violet fire, whatever you want to call it. And you can change the molecular structure of your body. You can balance your karma. And even if you are a fallen one, you can actually turn around and walk toward the light by doing violet flame and by slowly peeling those snake skins off of you until you are pure light energy, which is nothing but joy and laughter and fun and amazing love. So beyond words. So you can be in the middle of a war, and because you've been invoking violet flame every day forever, or even for a few months, you will find that it doesn't touch you. Violet flame is such a powerful energy, and that, again, they use it in laser surgery, the ultraviolet. It's a painless surgery. They're going to find as time goes on that colors, the pure colors, are actually you can be used for healing and for so many things. I think they knew this in the old days in Atlantis, in Lemuria, in the land of Mu. But anyway, violet flame is amazing. You can go to YouTube and type in violet fire, violet flame, and learn how to do chants and decrees. There's this one that I do all the time whenever I find myself going into a negative space. And I mean, morning, noon, and night, you're being attacked, because you're being tested all the time. This is a schoolroom. So you want to at least get 51% of the mastery over, those negative moments. And so all day long, they come and they go, just like the high tide and the low tide, because the moon influences that. So you can be chanting every time you catch it. You catch a negative thing, or you're starting to do a negative thing, just say, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. You can skip down the road and chant it. You can sing it. I even made up a song. I can't sing worth a darn, but I'll sing it for you because, I want you to find and taste this elixir, this holy grail, this light, pure light energy that will raise you out of every negative condition if you will just use it and be constant with it. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Oh well, forget that. But you can chant it over and over again, and you can start out slow and visualize and mean it and put your love into it, put your energy into it, put your thoughts into it, see it, say it, be it. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire and the purity God desires. And you'll find that your chakras are spinning faster and you're spinning off that negative effluvia, toxin that has no part of you, should not even be a part of your world, and keep doing it. I have a great meditation on my website at astrologygenehart.com, meditation page on the violet flame. It's done to music, and you can say it and sing it with the recording because it, kind of helps you keep the rhythm. And use the sound because the sound influences matter. You live in matter. It does matter. You can control matter through sound. It is the most powerful, in the beginning was the word, thing that you've got. It's the most powerful ammunition you got. That's why you want to pray also for the stopping of abortion. These babies are beings of violet fire. The babies are the purity God desires. The mother is a being of violet fire. The mother is purity God desires. You can call to Archangel Michael to seize, bind, and lock all abortion. You can say, in the name of Almighty God, I call to beloved Archangel Michael and legions of angels to come forth to stop abortion now, to enlighten people, to awake them to that point that they understand there is no such thing as death, and that these babies have a right to be because they have dharma, karma and a divine plan to fulfill, and they can't do it unless they're in embodiment. So go to YouTube, check out some of the violet flame decrees. There's so many of them because a lot of people know about violet flame. It's probably the light of the future in the realm of turning this planet around and bringing it to a golden age. Saint Germain is the one who gave us violet flame. He's called an ascended master. He's an amazingly powerful being of light. He was Comte de Saint Germain. He was actually an embodiment of Shakespeare, believe it or not. He's the one who said timing is everything, and to be or not to be, that is the question. He was Francis Bacon. He has so many embodiments where he did good deeds, and now he graduated from Earth. He is an ascended master, and he brought this great gift of the violet flame because he thought if he could get everybody in joy, and the violet flame is kind of like a wine, it'll bring you to joy. Not that I encourage drinking wine, because you don't want to find joy artificially. You want to do it, with all of the chakras, so to speak, the pistons in your body, to release this energy of joy in the proper way. You're supposed to be pure light energy eventually, and it is such a happy nirvanic state to be in, and the only state you want to be in, because God is perpetual joy. God is not negative, so anything negative in you, use it as a compass to realize that that's the place you don't want to be, so do the violet flame to get out of it. And that's my sermon for the day. So, astrologically speaking, I think that Roe versus Wade will be overturned. The cool thing about that is it lifts the burden of the karma on America and brings it to a state level. So hopefully the individual states will straighten up their understanding and get rid of their ignorance about what abortion is and what it isn't. You are blocking a soul when you abort a soul. So do not do that. And if you have done it, have mercy on yourself. Call upon the law of forgiveness. Do a lot of violet flame. And realize that God forgives you 70 times a million and a trillion, and always forgives you and gives you the opportunity to make up for it. So, and yes, you have to make up for it, but it's worth it. And in life, don't do anything that you don't want to have to pay back. Only, do those things that will gain you a star on your report card and your graduation papers from this planet, because you don't want to have to come back here again. It's getting kind of messy because people are not understanding. They're living in ignorance. They're choosing to be asleep. And then, of course, you've got fallen ones among us who are leading all of those people astray, and they're very believable sometimes. To me, they're totally unbelievable. But, and fasting and praying and doing lots of violet flame and calling to Archangel Michael every minute, every moment you think of it, every day will get you well on your way to not having to experience these negative potential nuclear wars and every other ungodly thing that doesn't have to be. So, again, Armageddon starts inside of you, and the choices that you make get multiplied because everybody picks up on your energy, so you want to send out the good and happy energy. If you have any questions about this, give me a call, 406-599-3934, and let me do your chart. I mean, the chart is the biggest and most important thing you can kind of get objectivity about and make some sense out of your life. And I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you're going to be so glad you did it. So please, or go to astrologygenehart.com. You can order charts on that website, although I encourage a live reading with me rather than a generated report. All right, so that's it for today. Hopefully I'll do another show next week. I actually really want to do a show on, some of these situations, astrologically speaking, that are going on in America. And please, final note, be prepared. Please please put food and water away, because again, the fallen ones are messing with us, and you don't want to be found without food and water. And you want to also get some extra food and water for your neighbors because they're not thinking about it. All right, take care. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe, comment, communicate. Bye.